Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Oh, straight up 6 a.m. on a Monday morning as we say good morning. Thanks for choosing News 9. A little foggy out there this morning.
Foggy and soggy, drizzle. Man, it was a really wet weekend, but we've needed the moisture, you guys.
We definitely need the rain, and it also feels kind of spooky out there to get us all fired up for Friday.
The Devon Tower, Lacey, is so cool this morning.
You know what else is really cool? Our Chickasha cam. If you were watching during our 5 o'clock hour, I was like, oh my gosh, there's an owl that just landed right in front of the camera. We couldn't get it punched up to show you live, so I took the time lapse back, and look what was staring. We were dead in the eyes. No one can see but me. I was like, oh my goodness, you guys, check this out. Look at the barred owl. It was beautiful. He stood there, he kind of looked around for a minute, flapped his wings right in front of the camera, and then flew off. That was what, like 5:40 this morning? It was just amazing. Spectacular what our Lucky Star Skycam network captures. This morning it is foggy and it is drizzly in many spots. The fog will become more dense as we go through mid-morning, especially in the west and across the metro. Visibility is still about 6 miles. It's not terrible. We've got the storm system from the weekend. The next one right on its heels brings more rain tonight and tomorrow, and yes, brings in the strongest cold front of the season. On Nexion, we had a couple areas of sprinkles and drizzle earlier. A couple sprinkles near Guthrie, near Cashin. It's not all that widespread. Couple drops on the lens on our downtown cam, and it is 58 degrees as you're heading out. We don't have a big warm up in store today. We're not going to see much in the way of sunshine. It'll be cloudy and cool with a southeast wind later this afternoon. So your hour by hour forecast from the 50s to the low 60s, 63 degrees by 5 o'clock. That will be your high today. And then it's about the rain that moves in tonight, guys. We're also watching a major hurricane that's going to slam into Jamaica today. It is a Category 5, a historic storm. The details of that is coming up.
Now to a developing story in Edmond. An accidental shooting in Edmond leaves 2 boys hospitalized. News 9's Brianna Brown is live this morning with the latest on how this happened. Brianna?
Lacey, 2 boys, both juveniles, are in stable condition after police say a handgun accidentally went off inside a home. Now, this happened around 9:30 Sunday night. Edmond police responded to a home near South Broadway and Burton Place. Police tell us 2 juveniles were shot, one in the hand and the other in the stomach. Police say no one else was injured in the home.
There were 2 juvenile males with a handgun in a back room in the house. Playing with it or manipulating it. It was an accidental discharge. It went off through the first juvenile's hand into the second juvenile's abdomen area.
They were both transported to OU Medical and are in stable condition. We'll continue to update you as we learn more this morning. In studio, Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Police are investigating where the parents or the guardians were at the time. We'll pass along updates through the News 9 app as we receive them.
And over to Midwest City now, where 2 people were shot at an apartment complex over the weekend. Police say right now they're still looking for that suspect. It all happened Saturday night near Reno and Air Depot. Officers say the victims were rushed to the hospital. They've since been released. Anyone with information is asked to call Midwest City Police to talk with an investigator at that number right there on your screen. And in Choctaw, a driver's injured after his car crashes into a barn. It all happened around 2:30 yesterday near Northeast 10th and Henney. Police say the man suffered a medical episode which caused him to veer from the roadway and at one point hit a gas meter. He was taken to the hospital where he's expected to survive. No other injuries to report this morning.
Well, there will be a touching tribute today for an El Reno police officer who died. He was hit by a car earlier this month in El Reno, and today an honor escort is planned for the officer. We're talking about El Reno Police Sergeant Thomas Duran. You might remember the story. He was critically injured after he was actually hit by a driver of a car who fled the scene while helping a pedestrian in El Reno. He died from his injuries last Friday night. In a statement Sunday, the Oklahoma Fraternal Order of Police encouraged law enforcement and the public to pay their respects today. So what will happen? There will be a processional that'll start at 12:30 this afternoon at the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office. That's in Northwest Oklahoma City. And the procession will go to the Sanders Funeral Service there in Kingfisher. The public is welcome to show their support all along the route. A Metro attorney, a prominent attorney, says $50,000 worth of illegal marijuana was anonymously mailed to his law firm.
Pretty shocking, but he says it's not the first time it's happened. News 9's Stephanie Manici reports.
So we opened it up and it was 10 pounds of pot.
Noble McIntyre of McIntyre Law says he had a street value worth about $50,000 sitting in his lobby. He says at first No one could smell anything because it was vacuum sealed. But then they opened it.
It stunk this office up. So first thing we did was call the police to make a report.
But McIntyre says this isn't the first time this has happened.
Second time, happened 4 years ago, so the reaction was a little bit of humor. It was like, here we go again.
McIntyre says the first time he turned it over to the postal inspector, he never heard back. He says he called the police this time, and they were shocked that he turned it in.
I think the concern, most people would either do it for personal consumption or there's value there. They might be able to sell it.
McIntyre says there's many different reasons as to why this could have been shipped to him. He says someone could have been careless and mailed it to the wrong address. McIntyre says as a personal injury attorney, he goes up against insurance companies all the time and adds it could be a way of blackmail.
Send me an illegal shipment of drugs for which I'm not going to report, they would presume, and then later at some point let me know that they know that and use that as leverage.
McIntyre says another criminal element is someone looking for a third party as a drop point.
They ship it to a law firm, let a few weeks go by, and then show up and say, you've committed a felony, where are my drugs?
Stephanie Minichi, Oklahoma's own News 9.
McIntyre says he doesn't know if it's a prank or a mistake, but says if it happens again, he is going straight to Homeland Security. We'll be watching. All right, 6:06, we are watching the roads for your traffic report this morning. There's a live look on the Lucky Star Skycam network across the interstates. We do know there's something working on Northwest 39th Expressway at Tulsa Avenue, a crash of some sort, possibly involving a pedestrian. We're going to go check it out and let you know if that's a thing. But right now, the major thoroughfares looking good this morning.
Other top stories now. State Representative A.J. Pittman is suspended and removed from all House committees as she's investigated by the Attorney General's office and the Ethics Commission. Pittman represents parts of Oklahoma City. The Ethics Commission found she inaccurately reported campaign funds. Pittman reached a settlement in that case, but earlier this month, the commission sued her and asked to revoke the settlement for failure to comply. As for the AG's investigation, our cameras were rolling earlier this month as investigators served a warrant at Pittman's office at the Capitol. Details on that investigation have not yet been released. No charges have been filed, but we did reach out to Pittman for comment and have not yet heard back.
In Shawnee, Oklahoma Baptist University officially reopens Shawnee Hall. This is after that devastating tornado. You might remember it was 2 years ago. In fact, the building there was destroyed. It was April of 2023 after that powerful EF2 tornado came through the city of Shawnee. OBU has completed extensive renovations to the hall, preserving its historic architecture while introducing modern design and technology. The university president, Dr. Heath Thomas, recognized the generosity of those who helped make the rebuilding possible, saying the tornado was devastating, but broken things were meant to be mended. And true to the spirit of Oklahomans, our partners and friends joined us to rebuild. And Hurricane Melissa, boy, we're watching it this morning. It's intensifying to a Category 5 hurricane as it gets closer to Jamaica. Experts say the storm could bring up to 30 inches of rain and a life-threatening storm surge. Again, a Cat 5. The storm has already killed at least 3 people in Haiti and another person killed in the Dominican Republic. And that could mean sustained winds for a short time of 200 miles an hour or gust up to that. So definitely catastrophic is coming.
Oh, my goodness. This is hundreds of thousands of people. A million, maybe?
Yeah.
How many, Lacey?
Well, in the capital, Kingston,
Yeah.
1 million people. And that's
gosh.
Kingston will take the brunt of this hurricane, the way it looks.
What's the
Awful.
timeline, Lacey, that you're looking at?
Well, the outer bands are hitting Jamaica right now. The eye will likely make landfall as we head into the evening. So this evening into tonight, it is going to be unreal. The winds, the rain, the storm surge for Jamaica, and much of the island won't look the same by the time the sun comes up tomorrow, unfortunately. So this storm is catastrophic. It's then going to hit Cuba and then eventually the Bahamas as it lifts to the north. And we're tracking it. We'll talk more about that coming up in full weather. Here in the Bob Mills Weather Center, there's a look down from space, a live look on Melissa right now. Just an unbelievable storm. Meanwhile, we have some fog and drizzle across the Oklahoma City metro. Sunrise this morning is at 7:48. It's foggy, it's drizzly. We'll talk about your soggy forecast coming up.
An Oklahoma family says a Mexican food restaurant is to blame for the loved one's death. They say it was a margarita that was tainted. Coming up, more on this Elgin teacher's life and what her family is now doing after her death. We are following some breaking news this morning. You're looking live at 39th Expressway, kind of between Meridian and Portland, where there is a crash with injuries, and you can see an ambulance is on the scene as well as police. Our crew just got there. They're providing this live shot for us. We're trying to get more information on exactly what happened in this crash, but obviously a pretty big scene there. This is in the eastbound lanes of 39th. It's right next to the Brahms. There's a couple of different restaurants and businesses through there. We're seeing traffic sneak by at least in one lane. So we are going to get some more information from police and try to bring you the latest. But if you're traveling through there, that's what's happening. A crash with injury. We'll keep you posted in the next 10 minutes.
All right, the annual Weather Festival, it is time again. In Norman, it is this Saturday, November 1st from 10 o'clock until 2. The entire weather team will be there. All of our storm trackers, their trucks will be there. It's a good touch a truck event. You can come see the equipment, talk to the storm trackers. So many science experiments, and this happens in the National Weather Center, which is the hub across the globe for weather research. It's where the Storm Prediction Center is, guys, where all the watches come out for the entire country. Kind of the top meteorologists in the world are right here in Norman, and this is their festival, and our entire weather team will be there. We hope to meet you.
I love that. So many families come through. It's also a great way to get your kids looking at science differently and how fun it can be.
We have so many people that love weather across Oklahoma. This is such a good chance to see some of the behind the scenes of what goes into
up close
this
and
forecast.
personal, right? Yeah.
Where those numbers come from and where that forecast comes from.
Who's that Valcaster? What's he look like driving that big old truck down the road?
You can meet all of them, ask all the questions. We hope to see you, and the weather looks great.
Good.
Too. It was so soggy over this past weekend. Now, as a result, we've got the fog that'll greet you out the door. And as your kiddos are getting ready to head to the bus stop, there is some drizzle this morning. So it's a little soggy, definitely gray skies right now. And temperatures are in the 50s. We'll be in the low 60s by this afternoon. And there will be a chance for some stray showers today, some light drizzle. And that's going to continue through the day into the afternoon. Now, as we head into tonight, more widespread showers develop. Here's your rain timeline. More rain early tomorrow morning. And then that should taper off midday. And we are dry with some sunshine in here by tomorrow evening. Tomorrow is a day of change. Strong cold front, lots of wind, and dropping temperatures on the way. And we're getting so close to Halloween. Look at the jack-o'-lantern at the top of the Devon Tower. It's beautiful. And with the fog in there, it looks a little spooky this morning. 58 degrees is where we're starting. We do have the fog, though, and it's more dense up near Alva, down to Enid, Clinton, Hobart. Still 8 miles of visibility at the airport. So it's not really impacting your drive in the metro. Now, as you're coming into the metro and around the state, low-lying areas, that fog could become pretty dense. So just use caution this morning. Be careful. There goes the storm from the weekend. The next storm is coming over the Rockies. That's what brings us the cold front and more rain. And meanwhile, we've been talking about Major Hurricane Melissa is a Category 5 and moves into Jamaica as we go through the day. I'll show you some of the latest with Melissa in a minute. I do want to show you Future Next Gen, or this is Next Gen Live. This is not Future. This is current. So what's going on? We've had a little area of drizzle, a couple areas. We've had a couple of raindrops on the lenses of our cameras. It's not widespread. That cloud deck is still a little high. We've had a couple sprinkles up near Cashin and Langston, but most of the fog is really thick. You don't have much in the way of rain going on this morning. Temps are in the 50s and the low 60s. A light east wind, and that south wind's going to pick up into the afternoon. 5 to 15, some gusts maybe as high as 20, and your highs will be in the low 60s. It is beautiful today, very October-like with cloudy skies. Mid 60s to the south, low 60s in northern Oklahoma. Now here's your rain chance. Can't rule out a shower or two into the afternoon, and you might have some drizzle that sets up in a few areas. That's with the moisture that's being pumped back in advance of our next storm. And I'll show you that in a minute, but I do want to show you this. This is an unreal presentation from infrared imagery, okay? This is what you typically would see over the Pacific with some of the really strong typhoons that happen over the warm waters of the Pacific. This is the Caribbean. This is Jamaica. That is the capital of Kingston with about 1 million people living there. And this outer bands are already hitting Jamaica. It is perfectly symmetrical, which tells you it's like a buzzsaw with winds sustained to 160. The winds with this could gust over 200 miles per hour, and it's going to take a turn, unfortunately, a horrible turn to the north, which puts Kingston right in the worst conditions, that northeast quadrant of the hurricane as far as the surge goes and the wind goes. This will eventually become a Cat 3 over Cuba and a Cat 2 as it moves over the Bahamas. Does not have impacts on the United States, and it will kick back out over the Atlantic, but you're going to see, unfortunately, devastation in portions of Jamaica from that storm. What's headed towards Oklahoma is over the northern portions of the United States. It's over southern Canada, and that's going to push down to the south. Tonight, more showers develop. I think we'll see some light rain around. This isn't going to be torrential, but it looks damp tonight and tomorrow morning. May have a few rumbles of thunder to the south. Temps will be in the 50s and low 60s tonight. Now, tomorrow afternoon will be cooler than what it'll be in the morning. It's one of those days you got to dress for a strong north wind. It'll be cold tomorrow. Windbreaker, you will need it if you're going to be working out and about. North winds 20 to 40 miles per hour. It'll feel like the 40s tomorrow afternoon. Clearing skies with rain pressing to the south tomorrow afternoon. Now I want to show you Wednesday. Still a gusty north wind, and we're in the 50s for highs. Coolest air of the season by Thursday morning. 34 in OKC. Low 30s. Yes, a light freeze into western Oklahoma. It is that time of year. Typically, our first freeze in the metro is the first week of November. We'll see. We're going to be close to freezing in the metro. I do think we'll see some frost. The zone in purple, flirting with freezing in many areas, and a hard freeze in the panhandle. Then we get warmer for Thursday afternoon. Friday morning, some 30s out the door, warming quickly to the 40s, 50s, low 60s. And for trick-or-treaters on Friday, sunset is at 6:36, and we will be in the 50s. It looks beautiful for Halloween. Your weekend, amazing, looks great. We hope to see it in Norman on Saturday, close to 70, amazing on Sunday. And there are 60s in the start of next week. Back to you guys. Elisa, over to you.
Lacey, thank you. 6:19, and it's time to take a look at your top national and international stories. 2 people are under arrest in connection to last week's heist at the Louvre in Paris. French prosecutors say that the arrest happened Saturday as one of the suspects tried to board a plane at the Paris airport. Local authorities say it took the thieves less than 8 minutes to steal jewels valued at $102 million.
Isolated tornadoes. Look at this. Touchdown in Mississippi as severe storms made their way through the deep south on Sunday morning. Just a lot of damage. After that, authorities reported the storm system knocked out power for thousands of homes. Roofs were torn off. No injuries were reported from these tornadoes on your screen, but a lot of buildings were damaged.
Hey, just a heads up, a recall. Hormel is recalling nearly 5 million pounds of frozen, ready-to-eat chicken products due to possible metal contamination. This recall by Hormel has been initiated after multiple complaints from food service customers. The USDA is concerned the recalled products could still be in hotel and restaurant freezers. All right, a traffic alert for you this morning. And just a heads up, we do have some breaking news over off Northwest 39th Expressway. This is the eastbound lanes. Police are there on the scene. Crews responded just about 20 minutes ago. Lacey, are we getting any new information on what's happened out there?
There is a scooter involved. We're trying to figure out exactly how bad this is. We know the ambulance already left. It looks like maybe police are starting to pull away as well. So this might be wrapping up pretty quickly.
We'll continue to keep you up to date. Our crew is there on the scene. You're watching News 9 this morning, but a heads up, a little bit of a busy start there on Northwest 39th Expressway, right near Tulsa Avenue, close to Portland and Meridian. We're back with more after this.
Oh, spooky season is upon us, and we're having some fun out at the zoo during the month of October. Robin and I got out there and handed out some candy to the kiddos at Hunt the Zoo over the weekend.
They came early. It didn't matter what the weather was because you get that fun dip and a Rice Krispie treat, and you're living large. We had so much fun meeting everyone, a SWAT team member and a police officer, and so much fun seeing all the kids and their parents. Thanks for coming out, and don't forget, Halloween is this Friday. And it's the last day of Haunt the Zoo, out at the zoo. It's always a great time for trick-or-treating.
I love that you guys got to see so many kiddos, and the rain didn't stop them, Lacey Swope.
No, kiddos love the rain.
I know, and candy. So
the parents, it makes it quite a bit stressful, though, as you're getting them all ready. Guys, but Halloween is always time with muzzleloader or black powder season across Oklahoma, and there were hundreds and thousands of Oklahomans out for opening weekend. We received so many pictures, and check this out. This is Hadley Quinn and her massive Oklahoma whitetail. Wow. Are you kidding me?
Way to go, Hadley.
Congrats to you, beautiful girl. And keep your pictures coming, your reports coming. It was a great weekend for all-day sits. The deer were moving like crazy. Today is in the 50s. We've got more fog, more drizzle. We've got temperatures in the 60s this afternoon and a south wind. Now, tomorrow is a ripping north wind with a strong cold front. And just to show you where we're headed for our morning lows, let's look at the big deer moving. Wednesday morning in the 40s, lower and mid-30s. Thursday and Friday, it looks great for the final weekend of muzzleloader. We'll talk about all the details and how much rain we're going to see out of this next round coming up. And we'll have more right after this break. Stick with us.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 This Morning.
Welcome back and good Monday morning, everyone. This is the Devon Tower, downtown OKC. How spooky can this be? Even the fog is helping out on that one, right? I know, I love it. When you're driving in, it does look kind of eerie and cool all in the same moment as the big jack-o'-lantern is at the top of the Devon Tower in downtown Oklahoma City.
Listen to the music.
It's getting us ready.
Halloween's this Friday. Can you believe it?
It's this Friday.
I'm ready for it. Here we go. Ready or not, the holidays are coming.
I know, and fall is here already. We were talking about when's it coming. It's here now.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about the time change as well.
Yeah, no backing up, Lacey.
We are going forward, full steam ahead, guys. Coldest air of the season is headed our way this week. We're talking frost for the metro, freezing temperatures in the west, and for the kiddos, make sure they've got the coats dug out. You really haven't needed the winter coat so far. You're going to want it for Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning. It will be chilly. Low 30s are headed our way, and we're going to have a north breeze as well. This morning, temps are in the 50s, and it is soggy with some cloud cover, some patchy drizzle, and some patchy fog. Not everyone is seeing it. It's more dense in Alva, Enid, Clinton, Weatherford, back down to Thomas and Hobart. We've had some fog settle in the southeast as well, but it's not everywhere. You'll kind of drive in and out of it. We've had the storm from the weekend that brought us all the wet weather. I'll show you the rainfall totals at 6:45 here in 15 minutes. Next storm system coming through the plains, and we're also watching Cat 5 Hurricane Melissa that will slam into portions of Jamaica late this evening and tonight. Currently, a couple sprinkles here and there on Next Gen Live. We've had some very light drizzle. It is not widespread. You can see the light fog, though, on our downtown cam. 58 is our current temperature. We've got mid-50s, upper 50s, and a few 60s down along the red. A light southeast wind. It'll be a south breeze this afternoon, and we're headed back to the lower and mid-60s for afternoon highs. Strong cold front slams in tomorrow. It is windy and wet for your Tuesday. Falling temperatures. Who sees the frost? Who has a freeze this week? It's coming up.
A former Thunder player is arrested in eastern Oklahoma for domestic violence. Haskell County deputies say Kyle Singler and his girlfriend were staying at an Airbnb in Whitefield, that's near Stigler, with their child. The girlfriend told deputies Singler tried to rape her and then grabbed her head and pushed her to the ground.
It looked like he palmed her face like he would a basketball and pushed her down, is what she had said. And the marks kind of matched a handprint and the fingerprints on her left side of her face.
Deputies say Singler appeared to be on drugs at the time. He has since bonded out. Singler played for the Thunder from 2015 to 2018 and is now retired.
Well, to the small community of Elgin, Oklahoma, News 9 has learned the OSBI is now looking into the death of a beloved third grade teacher. She actually passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah, so sad. As Holly Hill is her name, and her family is blaming a tainted margarita from a Mexican food restaurant. News 9's Matt McCabe has the story.
This week, the Elgin community mourns the loss of third grade teacher Holly Hill. She spent more than 2 years battling health complications that her mother says began on Valentine's Day 2023 during a date night with her husband at the Hacienda Las Margaritas Bar and Grill in Elgin.
Her mouth was on fire and she knew something wasn't right, and that she immediately jumped up and ran to the bathroom, started throwing up, rinsing her mouth out with water.
Hill eventually sued the restaurant, saying the margarita she was served contained industrial-grade cleaning solution. An attorney who represented Hill in a civil case says she reached a confidential settlement earlier this year, but her mother, Kelly Hunter, is now confronting the loss of her daughter.
She loved kids, especially kids that didn't always get what they needed. You know, the hyper kid, the special kid.
Hill had her own family. They say she worked hard to provide for them despite 2 years of dozens of procedures.
The number one thing that we really want at this point and out of this is we want people to be aware of what happened at that restaurant and to quit supporting them.
The restaurant has not addressed Hill's death, but an earlier Facebook post from 2023 says, quote, "We have never walked away from responsibility and will continue to support them in any way possible while our insurance company is on the case." The Comanche County District Attorney and Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation say they launched a criminal investigation this week. Matt McCabe, Oklahoma's Own, News 9.
Now, Hill had a lot of medical issues over the course of that 2 years and just passed away. We did reach out to the restaurant, the owners, and their attorneys several times, and so far, we've not heard back.
6:35 on a Monday morning, and let's take a live look at I-35 near Southeast 89th Street. This is down in Moore. EMSA and OHP there on the scene of a crash. We're working to learn if anyone was injured in the crash. This is northbound, but let's take a look at the backup there from the map as we turn the camera around. So this is that northbound traffic there in the left lane. So it is slow going again in the Moore area right near I-35 and Southeast 89th. And so it does appear one lane very slow if you are on your way into the metro from Moore. Just a heads up there. It seems like it's tough on a good morning. So now we've got a crash. Just a heads up if you're heading out.
6:35 on your Monday morning, and the Caddo County Sheriff's Office looking for a man and woman accused of stealing several food items from a family farm. It all happened Thursday night at the Rhodes Family Farm in Binger. Investigators say tips from the public came in, helping them identify and get arrest warrants for Carla Jones and Donnie Ray Parks. Now, they were last seen in a Chevy sedan with what appears to be an Apache tribe tag. If you see them or this car, you're asked to call authorities.
700,000 Oklahomans could actually be losing access to food assistance if SNAP benefits are suspended this Saturday, the deadline November 1st. The USDA says it will stop paying for food aid this week, raising the stakes for families across the country, including here in Oklahoma, as the shutdown from the government drags on. In fact, Oklahoma State Senator Paul Rosino says this will have a significant impact across Oklahoma.
Just in Oklahoma alone, SNAP benefits are about $127 million a month. Approximately 600,000 to 700,000 recipients in Oklahomans use SNAP benefits. So we're in dire straits here coming up pretty soon if this train doesn't get back on the tracks.
Senator Rosino says only 5 more U.S. senators are needed to pass a bill to restart the government in Washington, D.C.
Right now, food pantries across our state are preparing for an increase of people if SNAP benefits do get suspended. That includes Our Daily Bread Food and Resource Center in Stillwater. They say they normally serve 1,400 households a month. They're expecting a 15% increase in the coming weeks. The executive director tells us the community has really stepped up to help.
I'm so thankful that people have engaged and really want to help their neighbors. I had a community food drive called Harvest 2, and that brought in 6,500 pounds of food and household and hygiene items from our community.
Anyone in need can stop by Our Daily Bread on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
The American Red Cross is hosting a food and hygiene drive to help military families who are affected by the government shutdown. Starting today, you can drop off non-perishable food and hygiene products to the Red Cross office on Lindsay Avenue in Oklahoma City. Donations are accepted through November 7th. You can also buy items from their Amazon wish list to send it directly to them.
I think bottom line, if you can donate to food banks right now, they need it more than ever. They always need it, and now it's going to be an increased need. So if you've been blessed, please go drop something off at a food bank near you.
Yeah, it's really a crutch time, that's for sure, as we near that deadline on Saturday. All right, we're watching the weather on a Monday morning. Here's Lacey Swope. Good morning. You got your Thunder outfit on. I love the colors together.
Ready for the big game in Dallas, that's for sure. Here in the Bob Mills Weather Center, guys, we're tracking a few sprinkles, some fog, some light drizzle. Temperatures in the 50s, pretty steady through mid-morning. We may warm to the low 60s this afternoon. We'll talk about strong winds, rain tonight and tomorrow, dropping temperatures, and frosting, freezing temps on your 9-day. Coming up.
Oklahoma's new state superintendent is outlining some big goals for education in the state. Coming up, the steps he says could rebuild trust and reshape our schools statewide. It's ahead.
Are watching Can you hear me? There we go. We are watching this crash on I-35 northbound right at Southeast 89th Street, close to the Moore area, South OKC, and it's affecting traffic coming into the city. So it's kind of off and on, these clusters where you slow down, maybe you speed up again, only to slow back down. So we're trying to figure out in this particular crash, was anyone injured? All we're seeing right now is slowdowns. We're asking OHP for the latest, but if you're traveling into the city in the next 20 minutes, it's a little slow going. You cannot go highway speed. But again, the backup kind of stretches for a couple of miles. It might be looking good and then it slows back down. So just a heads up, I-35 northbound. The crash is at Southeast 89th and the backup is south of that.
Seems like every, at least a couple times a week, that stretch of roadway.
Sometimes it looks like that without a crash. So.
Exactly. Waking up on a Monday morning, that's all you need in your back pocket. You got to slow down just a little bit, Lacey.
Yes, be prepared to interact with some fog, too. I mean, it's not everywhere, and in that shot, visibility was fine. Honestly, most of the metro, it's okay, but that could change over the next 2 or 3 hours. So if your winds go calm, the fog will try to settle in. So beware of that. The reason for it, all the moisture that we had over the weekend. How much rain did you have at your house? Thanks for sending so many pictures of your rain gauges. We look at Chickasha, just less than 1/2 inch. Meanwhile, you come north at the airport, 1.5 inches of rain. You get in the North Metro, 2 to 4 inches. There were bullseyes of 6, locally 7 inches of rain from Mulhall, just south of Stillwater, back to Tryon and Agra, and then all the way over to Oolton and then south of Tulsa. That was where the bulk of the heavy rain kind of fell and trained. But all across north of I-40, 1 to 2 to 3 inches of rain. You get to the south, there were some areas that had 3/4 inch, 2.5 inches of rain, and then almost 1.5 inches down in Hollis, and then a few areas that picked up less than 1/4 inch in Altus. So it was hit and miss with those heavy totals. Now we'll have more showers today. Very light totals, not expecting much at all this evening. Maybe some drizzle. But tonight into tomorrow morning, some scattered showers. Those taper off midday, and we may see some sunshine by tomorrow evening. And there's about how much rain out of this next round early tomorrow morning. Some lucky folks may pick up 1 or 2/10 inch. It's not all that torrential. This morning, because of just the rain around, that lingering low-level moisture, some fog, it's been the most dense from Alva to Cherokee, back down to Clinton and Hobart, and also some patchy dense fog in the Oklahoma City metro. There goes the storm with the rain. That is what sparked that severe weather in Mississippi yesterday and along the coast. Next storm system is coming into the northern plains, and that is a hurricane, a major hurricane, historic. Cat 5 Melissa will hit Jamaica this evening and late tonight. I'll show you that coming up. Currently, a little patchy drizzle in spots on Next Gen Live. We've had a couple of weak showers from Okarche to Kingfisher to Cashin. Hasn't amounted to much, and really with this, it's just the low cloud deck. 58 degrees is your temp. So you're heading out to the 50s, the low 60s. Winds out of the southeast are 5 to 10, and highs today will stay in the low 60s. So we may warm a few degrees here and there, but we're sucked in with the cloud cover, and we'll have a 30% chance of a few stray showers. Just kind of broad brush. These will kind of be at random today. You drive in and out of it, or it might rain in your house for a little bit, and then it will let up. Afternoon temps in the 60s, just cloudy and gray is what we're expecting today. Meanwhile, down into the Bahamas, Cuba, and especially Jamaica, bracing for Melissa. Right now, a perfect circle. The eye of this thing is bone dry. Perfect circle as well. The winds in and around the eye are sustained at 160. That is a Cat 5 hurricane. It's as strong as it gets. This is one of the strongest systems on the surface of the earth. This is what can happen, and it is pegging the meter this morning. And this is going to come into Jamaica as we head into late this evening and tonight. Some of the strongest winds and strongest storm surge will hit near Kingston, and unfortunately tomorrow morning at daybreak, Jamaica will not look the same. This is going to be a catastrophic storm, a life-threatening storm for sure. Then coming over Cuba as a Cat 3 and the Bahamas as a Cat 2. We'll be covering more of that, of course, throughout the day today. Few showers expected across Oklahoma. Melissa does not impact the United States. Couple sprinkles into the evening hours, and really it's tranquil tonight for a while until tomorrow morning when new showers start to develop. Light rain kind of coming through in waves, but by the time the cold front pushes to the south, dry air punches in, and by late tomorrow afternoon and evening, skies will be clearing out. So 70 to an 80% chance of showers tonight and tomorrow morning. We'll track it for you. Lows will be in the 50s and low 60s 60s, but really it'll be cooler tomorrow evening, afternoon, than it will be in the morning because strong north winds take hold. Tomorrow is a gusty day. Secure your Halloween decorations. It's another day where gusts could be over 40 miles per hour for a while. They taper off in the afternoon. The rain moves out, we dry it out, and it's all about the clear skies, sunshine, and a north wind Wednesday with temps in the 50s. And then it is cold. Get ready, find the coats. You'll need them by Thursday morning. 34 in Oklahoma City, low 30s in the west. So as far as a frost and a freeze, it is that time of year, expecting some frost on the pumpkins from Ponca to Stillwater to Shawnee, OKC, and Ardmore, and then also light freezing temperatures out to the west. It looks great for Halloween this year and for the trick-or-treaters. Amazing Friday. It'll be in the 60s, then falling to the 50s. Beautiful in Norman on Saturday. We hope to see you at the National Weather Festival at the National Weather Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The whole team will be there. Back to you guys.
Lacey, thanks so much. Well, the new state superintendent, Lyndall Fields, is setting some lofty goals for the next year while he is in office.
Yeah, some of his top priorities, teacher recruitment and retention.
He laid out his plans for Tatum Gwynn, and Tatum joins us live now. He's getting right to business, Tatum.
Yeah, he is. And in the vein of teachers, we need teachers. That's not a new problem for Oklahoma. The state has come up with some solutions over recent years to work to fill those spots, and that includes emergency teacher certifications. Over 4,000 emergency certified teachers are currently working in classrooms statewide. Fields says that is a valuable tool that school districts need to fill those teacher vacancies. The other challenge is rebuilding relationships with educators already in the field. He wants to focus on getting them more resources and training, but more importantly, he wants to give them a reason to stay in the profession.
I think having respect for the teachers, to go to the teachers, perhaps not airing our grievances on the internet and using that as a platform to try to solve problems and following the chain of command and respecting the school for what it is, the people that are helping to raise your kids. So I think it starts there.
Fields' other priorities include improving reading proficiency and boosting college and career readiness after graduation. And then on top of all of that work, Fields says that he's working to make a shift in the culture at the department, one where there is clear communication and everyone is able to work together.
Tatum, let's ask a little more about kind of that culture idea that he's bringing to the table, because it seems like it is a drastic shift from what we had from the previous administration there.
Absolutely, and that's kind of where all this starts. We talk a lot about education, right? You turn on the news, we're talking about education. You go on social media, you see it there. And one of the big pieces, he says, that was missing from a lot of those conversations is what was happening in the classroom. Let's talk about the students. So they are working to get back to that. Let's focus on students. Let's support our teachers. Let's see all of the good work that is happening in the classroom, because it is. If we can start there, he says, then we can really start to see some real change in student performance as well.
Well, that's the bottom line. We've got to increase and do better than where we are today. Tatum, thanks so much for the update, and good conversation there with the new superintendent.
Thank you.
I tried to hit my brakes, but as I was coming towards me, so hitting my brakes wasn't enough. Luckily, it missed me by like 6 or 7 feet. It barely missed me.
A close call for that college student who is nearly hit by a military plane on the interstate in Oklahoma City. Take a look. Dash camera video showing the plane just skidding right across the road, feet from that driver. It all happened on Wednesday when the aircraft went down during a training exercise. This was with the Oklahoma National Guard. And we're told no one was injured when it crashed into a nearby field at Southeast 119th and Sooner Road. Well, that driver that you just heard from there, Matthew Topchin, says he had just left class at OU when he saw the plane coming toward him.
Later, I was like, oh, that plane's about to hit me. So I had to get out of the way. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like it again. You never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, you might get hit by a plane. So just do everything you want to do today.
I mean, that's some good advice. The cause of the plane crash still under investigation.
Wow. I can't quit watching that video over and over. You see something different every time.
How close that was? Too close for comfort.
I mean, could you just imagine? No. And he didn't lose his religion while that all happened, I don't think so. There you go. All right. Hey, hope you join me. My new podcast, In the Spotlight, drops this Wednesday morning. And you know what? Before all the big TV commercials, the showrooms, and the success, there was actually a struggle. Bob Mills is my next guest in the Spotlight. Don't miss how he almost quit before it ever got started. It's an episode that drops this Wednesday at 10:30 on the YouTube page, Oklahoma's Own Originals. He is sharing more about his story. Hope you'll join us then.
Hey, coming up on the Coca-Cola porch, Pumpkinville is over and the Mary Garden's ready to sell 50,000 pumpkins at deep discounts. It's called Orange Monday, happening today. We're featuring it on the porch at 9 a.m.
Dance, and we have a fan come out on the floor and immediately get taken away by security. That'll be the
Talk about a crazy fan. Look at the bottom of your screen. Wow. Coming in hot. A man runs onto the court during the Cavs-Nets game. He was trying to get a picture with Cavs player Donovan Mitchell. All the players are like, are you crazy, dude? Safe to say, none of the players were impressed. Oh, my goodness.
Donovan's
he kind of bumped hugged
what is that guy doing?
So. Like, first off, you don't know how to hug. Secondly, get out of here.
Exactly. You don't belong here.
Bumped into him.
There you go. All right. Hey, make it a great day. Thanks for sharing time with us here on News 9, and we'll catch you back a little after 7.